Alright, so in real life tennis, players usually like to hit cross-court shots back and forth. It's because the center of the net is the lowest, and at the lowest point, wherever the net is the lowest, it's easiest to hit the shot. Did I just challenge the shot? I didn't even know how I triggered that. So that's why in professional tennis, it's by default, you rally back and forth through the center, just like that shot. I just like this one. This is a cross-court shot. You hit that back and forth because it's safe and it gives you more margin of success because the court is low and you can hit a little bit harder as well because the ball doesn't have to travel very high, as opposed to hitting down the line. Like down the line, this is a down the line. Hitting down the line means you have to clear the net. The net is higher on at both sides of the net, like the two sides of the net. They are a little bit higher, as you can see in this obviously game as well. So it means that you need to hit more topspin to clear the net. So it's more more prone to error and less powerful shots. So you only go for down the net shots when you have the opportunity to do some damage to your opponent, and when your opponent is out of position, you hit down the line. But in topspin, obviously, it's not real tennis. The physics, it's a little bit different. It's easier for the players to cover the court, and clearing the net down the line, it's also very easy. You don't really make as many errors as in real tennis if you just hit down the line all the time. So it doesn't really matter. You can throw that principle of real tennis out of the window. You don't have to worry about having to clear the net all the time, hitting cross court back and forth, and only use down the line to attack. You can throw that out of window. In topspin, this game, what you need to do is to just aim at where your opponent is in net. If your opponent is on the left, you aim to the right of the court. That's the only principle. And after that, if you're good with that, you can add more mind game, like hitting back at your opponent, where your opponent is, to try to wrong foot him. Like if your opponent is on the right side of the court, and then you hit back at the right side of the court at him while he's recovering to the center. You wrong foot him, you make him stumble, and he will have a very hard time to get a good timing. In that case, like this situation, if I executed the shot well. So yeah, you can mix that up a little bit of trying to hit the empty court, and then a little bit hitting back at your opponents. Mixing up these two shot choices, and the shot choice. The shots you're gonna make is mostly topspin. Topspin is the safest shot and it's most tolerant to error. And if you are hitting at a suboptimal position, even if your timing is perfect, you're gonna hit a relatively weak shot with a flat shot. As opposed to topspin, you can always obtain optimal depth. It's very easy to obtain depth with a topspin shot. And depth in tennis is very important. You need to hit as deep as possible during normal rally to make your opponent run, to give yourself the maximum time. Give yourself more time and take time away from your opponent. Imagine if the ball lands deep at the baseline. Your opponent has very little time to react to the ball to hit the perfect timing. As opposed to if you land the ball in the middle of the court, now he has all the time in the world to adjust himself, to run to the ball, to hit the perfect timing. So, but in principle, you want to hit the ball always deep until you see an opportunity. Like in this situation, I hit short ball. Look at this, short ball, short cross-court ball to open up the angle. In this game, you never want to hit short down the line. Always want to hit. If you want to go short, go cross-court, hit big angle. Like this one that he just did was a short cross-court ball. That was a winner. because with a short ball, you can open up more angle to attack. Like this one, and you can move your opponent out of the court if the angle is really good. Obviously, in this game, I'm not demonstrating the best because I'm talking a lot and I'm not concentrating on the gameplay itself. I'm just talking about the principle here. So yeah, that's the basic tactics. If you want to hit cross court, you can try short balls to pull your opponent out of position. But obviously, as you do that, you also open up your own court for him to attack. If you can manage to the timing perfectly, you can actually hit a winner back at you. So it's very good. Look at the entire court was open on the right side of my side of the court. So as you do that in that situation, you are opening up your entire court to your opponent. And flat shot, you want to use flat shot when you have an opportunity to close the point. Like you are in half of the court, in the middle of the court. When your opponent hits a very short ball, and you have, like this, I could have used the flat shot to close the point, but I didn't have time to react. So in that situation, when you're in the middle of the court, you have all the time in the world when your opponent's ball is slow and short, you can hit flat down the line to close the point. I'm very used to just hit topspin all the time, so because it's just the safest to play. So I'm not very used to adjusting to topspin, to flat shot. But anyway, if you hit bad timing with a flat shot, it also results to a very weak shot. So bad timing, bad positioning, both will make your flat shot very weak. That's why you want to use topspin principally, like primarily. I mean, the game is called topspin for a reason. The game really focuses on the fact that tennis shots fundamentally mostly are topspin shots, except when you are slicing it. All shots are topspin shots by law of physics, otherwise the ball wouldn't land in the court or clear the net. So topspin shot is the most important shot. Like I see people talking about topspin shot being useless on Reddit. It's like the opposite. Topspin shot is the most important shot in the whole game, as well as in real tennis. It gives you more angle as well. Some people pointed out that topspin can help you manipulate the ball a little bit more, give it a little bit more angle than flat shot. Probably true. I never really tested in this game, but in real life, and I can imagine it should be true because you can clear the net a little bit more. You can go through the highest point on the side of the net. So with a topspin cross-court short ball, you can hit very acute angle. So that's the advantage of a topspin shot. And switching back and forth between topspin and flat is kind of can be a little bit taxing mentally. It gets confusing sometimes, and you just fumble and press the wrong button in panic mode. So for me, I'm just default shooting only topspin. And look at this. This is where I hit flat shot, but I hit a terrible timing because I'm talking. Here again, flat. Very good. That's how you switch it up. This is a perfect demonstration where you should use flat shot instead of topspin, because a topspin shot is by default slower than flat shot. So by hitting a topspin, you're gonna give your opponent more time to run to the ball. And in that situation, when the court is open, you don't want your opponent to have the time to recover. You want to close the point. So use flat shot as much as you can during that kind of situation. And now is in the baseline, when you're just rallying back and forth, trying to find an angle, trying to move your opponent around these situations. So it's like 90% of the time you use topspin. And with topspin, you rarely make any error in this game. It's really safe. Even if you are out of position or your timing is really bad, usually topspin will land a shot in your the hell happened to the ground? Suddenly there's a crack. That's crazy. Alright. And slice. Let's talk about slice. I don't really use slice that often in this game, but sometimes when you want to kind of soften up your opponent's blow. Like if your opponent is really powerful Sharapova, OP character, then maybe you can mix in a little bit slice. And also when you're out of position, you want to try to save the point, use a slice. When you're running like sprinting towards the ball, you have to use slice to save the ball. It gives you the best chance of landing the ball back into the court. And slice take away your opponent timing a little bit, so it makes your opponent timing a little bit weird. So they cannot easily hit a perfect control shot to just kill you. So using slice is very nice defensive shot. And using control shot is just if you shoot control shots really perfectly, is really OP. Very strong shots every time if you hit perfect shots. But I just like to default to power shots. It's how I'm used to it. Occasionally I'll use control shots as well. When I cannot run in position in time, I use control shots. Okay, here hit big angle. And try to hit where opponent is not at. There, make him run. There you go. Now, these are some basic tactics. And in this game, you can obviously have the option of the angle when you shoot. When you strike the ball, you can hit deep, or medium, or shallow. 3 options by how you control the direction of the ball. A deep shot lands deep, close to the baseline. This is a shallow shot. So mix them up is also very nice. Depends on your opponent's position. A medium shot is like this. It lands kind of somewhere near the service box, like this. These are medium shots. These are the type of shots I rarely use. I either use just deep shot like this, near the baseline, or very short balls. I'm gonna be out of position. So I don't really use medium. Medium is when you don't use the forward and backwards direction during the shot control. So it lands in the middle. So it doesn't really serve too much a purpose, I don't think. Maybe for some situations it gives your shot less travel time, close the point a little bit faster. That's about it. Yeah, that's it. Some basic principles of tennis and topspin as a game. It's different from real tennis game, and you gotta learn its own quirks. That's it. Should I finish the match? Let's finish the match. Let's win this match. Sometimes you can mind game, like you just repeatedly hitting right back at your opponent, because your opponent is running towards, always ready to run towards the other direction, especially playing online. Versus AI, less so. You can't really play much mind game versus AI when they don't have mind. When you're playing online, you can really play the mind game and trick your opponent. So you hit in one way for a few points. Like if you always hit cross court, for example, then your opponent will expect you to hit cross court. They will subconsciously move their character towards the predicted direction. But then you suddenly change direction. You don't hit cross court anymore. You hit it down the line, and your opponent instead run towards the cross court position to cover that position, and then he'll be running opposite direction of where the ball is traveling to. So in that way you can trick your opponent and get some very easy winner shots in those situations. So some try to switch it up. You don't want to develop a pattern and let your opponents learn your pattern and just move like always be one move ahead of you, because they know your pattern, they know where you're gonna hit the ball next. So they don't even really think or look or read the situation, they just move to wherever they think you are gonna hit. So the game becomes really easy for them. You don't want that game to be easy, you want to surprise them all the time. If you don't surprise them, they are going to hit good timing every time. So the more predictable you are, the better your opponent plays, because they will have all the time in the world to hit, to prepare a perfect timing shot, perfect position shot. And if you take that away, if you take the predictability away, your opponent has to be on the run constantly. If that takes away his time to prepare for the shot, he will have a different time for the timing every time. Because different shot, different position, and different power of the shots gives your opponent different reaction timing, right? How long it takes to hit the sweet spot of the power shots, how to the optimal timing. It's all different. It's variable depending on the shots. So you want to take that away. You want to make it unpredictable. You want to make it different every time. You want to make how the meter goes differently every shot for your opponent. That's the optimal way of playing the online game. So yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. Hopefully this has been helpful from a real-life tennis player's perspective. GG.